Hi, this is Allison, host of the I Hate Trolleys podcast by Eternal Recurrence. Thanks for tuning in to our first episode. As a quick disclaimer, this podcast is not focused on teaching philosophy, but rather on helping get our listeners through the door on what philosophy can be through a quick diluted taste of it in a digestible and approachable manner. As a ground rule, we do not assume that our audience knows anything about any of this. In episode 1, I, along with my guest of the week, Joy and Celina, tackle the trolley problem and the idea of how different conditions might make life more valuable. Starting with a simple activity, we soon realize that trolleys are much more complicated than they appear. We later branch out and focus on larger real-world applications of our ideas, such as what is moral and what it means to take action versus be a bystander. As this episode is our first, it takes us a little while to get things settled and feel things out. This is also a re-upload due to tech issues. Nevertheless, thanks for tuning into this podcast. I hope you enjoy. Oh my god. Okay. You guys can make the noises. Ready?
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome to I Hate Trolleys. Eternal Recurrence. This is episode 1. Okay, I think we did a good job.
Yay!
Okay. All right. So, welcome everyone to episode 1 of I Hate Trolleys. I am Allison Mack, your host of the podcast, and I'm joined by my friends and my guests, Celina and Joy.
Hi.
So, introductions first. I am Allison. I'm currently located in Singapore. I'm in my hotel room. It is 9:27 a.m. for me, but I live in Toronto. I'm currently on vacation, and I also go to high school in Toronto. All three of us are very fast approaching senior year. I personally am looking to pursue philosophy into higher education. So Celina, Joy, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes. What if I said no?
Oh, okay. That's it. I just end the episode.
How about no? Stop interrupting me.
Okay.
My name is Celina. I'm going to grade 12, as Allison said. Right now I'm in Toronto. I go to school in Toronto. I'm looking to pursue media in university, but that's a talk for another time. I don't know.
We can do another episode on that.
Yes.
Joy.
I'm Joy. I go to high school in Toronto, and I want to probably make money when I'm older. I think that's good enough.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's revolutionary.
You know what? I guess that's all you really need to do. I just want to make money when I'm older. That's good enough. All right. So today, trolley problem. I think this is an adequate first episode for our podcast, I Hate Trolleys. So I think we should just jump right into it. We should start with the first trolley problem. It was, I think, originally presented by Philippa Foot and Judith Jarvis Thompson, who popularized it. But let us all consider this problem. So there is a trolley hurtling towards 5 people, and we can switch the tracks and it can kill 1 person instead. So the question is just, do we kill 1 person instead of 5?
Okay. Should I go first? Say what my answer?
Yeah, go for it.
I would switch the lever and kill only 1 person, because I think killing 1 person is more just than killing 5 people.
Okay. So
it's
like the amount that matters for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree, because I don't want to be directly involved, directly put at fault for literally killing someone, right? By switching that one, you're directly causing action to kill someone. At least, even if it's 1 person, you're still directly,
what if they sue you? What if they go after you? They're gonna call the police.
But legality aside, if you have no repercussions legally, what would you do?
I think it's still a guilt thing, right? You literally killed 1 person by your own moving of your hand, right? If you just stood back, you're just someone watching an accident happen. But if you move it, you actually kill them.
I think I disagree. In that situation, I think the guilt of
letting 5 people die.
Letting 5 people die, I think I might even call it killing 5 people through inaction.
Yeah.
Without, if I if I flip the switch, I could have saved 4 people. Kind of like cancels out for me.
Yeah, but by not saving them, you're not killing them to me. You know what I mean? Like the train was gonna come regardless if you were there or not. It's not like you're the one driving the train into them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just you coincidentally being there doesn't mean that you're killing them, you know?
But I think the fact that you had a choice is what matters in the situation.
Like you could have done something. Like, okay, you know how people like lie through omission? Like when you don't tell someone something, you're like still lying to them. It's like the same thing, but killing through inaction. That's what I think.
Yeah. It's still a choice, I would say, you know? Inaction or not. Okay,
Yeah,
let's add
I
a
agree.
condition. Let's add a condition. See, Celina, if your choice would change. You are standing on top of a bridge, observing the view. It's a really nice view, just enjoying your day. And suddenly you see a trolley hurtling towards 5 people again.
Damn those trolleys.
I know, but there's a man in front of you on this bridge. He's a pretty big man, and you know that if you push him, he will fall in the trolley and stop it. He will die. You have to push him with your own hands, but it'll save 5 people. Do you push this man onto the trolley?
No, I don't think I would. And I know that like contradicts my last choice, but I think because the action this time is a lot bigger than it was for the previous option. Like the previous one was just pulling a lever, but now I actually have to like push a person and throw them in that line
Direction
of death, fucking death.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I couldn't do that personally. I think it would just be guilt.
So you said earlier, like if you don't do anything, you're killing them. So you think in this situation, if you don't push the fat man, you'd still be considered killing the 5 people underneath?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it's more worth it than now pushing someone off a bridge. Because last time I was just pulling a lever. And I think the difference in action matters.
Yeah. I can see the psychological differences would be like very vast in either situation. Like in the first situation, it feels a lot less inconsequential. You flip a switch and you save 5 people. Yeah, you kill 1, but you save 5 people. But in the second situation, you got to push this man. You got to use your hands. You got to use force.
Bro, I'm weak. I have to like run into the man probably to get him off.
Well, okay, here's the thing. If you can push a man, how is that stopping like 1,000-pound trolley? That's where it's not logical. Because it's not like he's running off by himself.
This is a hypothetical, okay?
If you're able to push him, how is he able to stop the trolley?
Let's not focus on the analytics here.
Maybe the trolley wheels are really weak.
They've been rusting. Nobody's been looking over these trolleys, which is why they're hurtling towards 5 people in the first place. Okay, Joy, let me see if I can change your answer. So you originally said that you wouldn't flip the switch, but I'm wondering if there's a certain number of people that would implore you to flip it. So maybe if there's 30 people that the trolley is hurtling towards, and you can flip it and you can kill 1, do you let it run?
I feel like, okay, I know there's no like specific threshold that we're like, oh, at like 10 people, then I'll flip it.
Yeah.
I feel like 30 definitely I'll flip it because like 30 is like a classroom of kids. Like that's like a lot of people.
An example. Holy shit.
Right? Like I feel like a good way to visualize it is, would you kill a classroom of kids for 1 stupid kid?
Would you kill Tommy for the rest of the class?
Yeah.
Tommy was mean to me the other day, so yes, I would. Okay.
Yeah.
How about 10 people?
Okay, 10 people is like, let me think. How do I visualize 10 people?
A third of a classroom.
Like slightly less than half of that classroom we were talking. Oh, honestly, 10 people is like, okay, you're in a McDonald's.
What? I was gonna say
you're in a McDonald's during lunch hour. the line goes to the door, but people can still stand far apart from each other. That's a good
Right.
10 people.
They can
Would you-
still social distance.
I was gonna say like our seminar class is like maybe 10, 13 people, right?
No, but
There's
like
I hate everyone in my seminar class.
Okay, a McDonald's full of people.
would
Sure.
you kill everyone in line before you?
That is
Or
not
would
the
you-
question. Okay. 10
to
people.
save the cashier?
10 people. Do you let the trolley run?
Over the McDonald's line?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you?
Probably I think like 10 is like pretty substantial. Like the ratio like from 1 to 10 is like,
Okay. So you flip it. You flip it at 10.
yeah.
At 8.
I told you there's not going to be like a
I
specific.
mean-
2 less people in the McDonald's.
I need to know the threshold and why it's there.
Okay, 8 is kind of like, oh, it's
She's
like
it
a,
depends who's in the tracks.
8 is like how many people you go out to like a birthday party with.
you have 8 friends?
She's not talking about herself, she's talking about other people.
We're talking about other people. I have no friends.
Okay, I think 8 people is like a solid amount of people in a public pool.
Okay. Do
It's a
you
big,
let the trolley dive into the public pool and hit everybody in the pool? The trolley's gonna swim through the water and like hit all of
it's
them.
like this.
Yeah, it's gonna breaststroke.
I think okay, because I feel like 10 is like, even if this was like 10 of this, like 10 of the worst conditions, you know what I mean? Like, for example, age or like whatever.
Sure. We can talk more about that
Profession.
later, yeah.
I think no matter the age or whatever, 10 is like the minimum amount of people for me. You know what
Minimum. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So
Like,
you
but
would let it
no
go
matter-
cool.
like no matter the factor, like if it's 10 cats or like 10
So maybe
like
so at 9 people you would consider yourself like guiltless from like not flipping the switch, but once it hits 10, and you have a moral responsibility.
no, I mean like because the other factors matter too, right? I'm saying like the worst, like the most disfavorable factors for me.
Okay. Like
I think 10 is
they're
minimum.
like 10 assholes
yeah.
that have like bullied you your entire life. You
Okay, no, okay. I don't know. But like normal factors, like not personally related to me. Just
not
like
related.
yeah, like age or like whatever, you know?
Okay, so let's talk more on that. We can think, well, age. Yeah, you just said age. There is, I'll say two. Two children on one track, 2 old men on the other. Or not old men, but 2 old people on the other.
You
And
obviously
you gotta
killed
go
the man
left or right. You're not
or
hurdling
the old people.
either of them. You gotta go left or right.
Yeah, kill the old people.
Yeah, me too.
Old people? Why?
Wait, how old are we talking?
Okay, so there's like a threshold on age.
Maybe.
No, it's just a sliding scale, like a scale for me. You know what I mean? The younger you are, the more I would like you would be saved. The older you are, the more of life you've already lived. So
But true. But what if it was like a 20-year-old and like a 5-year-old?
yeah, kill the 20-year-old, no?
So it's like you always kill the older person in this situation. If it's what about if
Yeah.
it's like 5 and 6?
What if it's like a January 5-year-old and a December 5-year-old?
They're
I
running.
feel like if the difference is less than like 5 years, then I feel like it's
Then it
age
seems
is not
hard,
like,
like a trade
And
off.
it's fuck
yeah,
off.
yeah.
Then it's like 50-50. Okay, interesting.
For me, fuck. I don't know. I think I would kill the older people.
There's
But
also
I think it becomes more difficult the closer in age they are.
there's also
um,
consideration of like young people have, they have more life to live, but you might argue that
Right.
old people, they have more wisdom to pass on. By killing
Right.
people, you're losing knowledge, the potential of knowledge, or passing down of knowledge.
And you might also argue that like an older person contributes more to society than like a baby does.
Or they have contributed. Maybe they're owed more
Right.
by society. We should save them. They've done so much for society. They've provided for us. Arguably. I mean, we can't really tell, but like arguably, right? A baby can't really do anything.
Baby just know how to stare at me weird in elevators.
Yeah, staring back. Fuck this baby.
And they cry when they see my face. It's like,
yeah. If anything, babies have been cared for by society. They haven't given anything back to us.
Right.
I think aside from the old and young question, we can also like, we can categorize it into like how close they are to death. You know what I mean? Like a healthy adult versus a kid who has cancer who's about to die anyways. You know what I mean? So I think that's like.
Would you kill the kid with cancer? Say it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Oh my god.
Like terminal cancer. Like, you know what I mean?
Like if they were terminally ill.
Yeah. Because if it's about how much life you have left to live, then age is like not always correct then. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fair.
So you guys would prioritize, I guess I'm taking away, is how much life you have left to live, right? In all these situations. Okay.
I'd say so.
Okay. So we were talking before about baby has provided nothing for us. Baby has done nothing for us. What about whereas like an old man or an old woman or whatever, they've done more for society. So let's focus on that. Contributions to society. 2 doctors versus maybe like 2 homeless people. You could argue that, you know, doctors go their way every day. They go to work and they save people.
Yeah.
Homeless people might be contributing less to society.
I think doctors like an exception. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's like a classist issue, but just like society. I mean, like a businessman provides basically nothing. You know what I mean? But like versus like
a doctor.
Okay, so a doctor is an exception. So maybe is there like a hierarchy of like jobs? You know, like some
I feel like
more than others.
I feel like teachers provide also like just the way.
I feel like maybe not a hierarchy, but there are definitely like there are different like levels, but not like maybe like a super strict hierarchy.
Okay.
Because you could say that like I feel like a lot of people would consider like frontline workers, not frontline workers, like blue collar jobs, I think, like factory workers and like cashiers and shit. They would be like, oh, they don't contribute that much, but I feel like because they're doing things that you need in your daily life that they are. So I don't think it's like a hierarchy. I think it
like social perception, maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Okay, so let's say 2 businessmen versus 2 homeless people.
I think it would be the same then, honestly. Well, depends like what business. Like if are they just investing and stuff like that? Like
sure. NFTs.
I feel like most jobs do contribute to society in like some way, or else they wouldn't be like jobs. You know what I mean?
So would you like let probability run, as in like, let's say your trolley is going to go left or right, you don't know which way, you have the ability to flip it left or right, but it might go 50-50 if you just let it run.
I think I would let it run. Basically the same.
Just let it run. In this case, it goes either way and it's inconsequential whether.
So would you say that a businessman is like kind of equal to a homeless person in terms of contribution to society?
I mean, also by flipping the switch, you're deciding like their literal worth in society. Like I
That's
think
true. I agree.
If it's so close,
a lot of like their worth to society or their contributions to society is a lot to condemn them to death for.
That's
right, like by flipping the switch, you're literally playing God, not playing God, but like you're literally giving yourself the power in a situation.
Yeah, you are.
Like this,
and also in a lot of these cases, I guess for like homeless person or business person, whatnot, it's also like probability, right? Like you don't know what's going on in their life.
Yeah, I feel like when it gets this close, I think by taking the lever, like by moving the lever, it's like you're doing the incorrect thing because you're like you're giving yourself power over the situation. Not like I don't know.
Okay, would your answer change if it was like hurtling towards one group and you could have the ability to switch it to another?
No, I think I would still leave it then.
Yeah. Okay, I can get around that. Yeah.
They're so like equal.
Okay. Let's think about, I think, gender or sex. Sex. 5 men versus 5 women.
Okay. I don't think that would matter to me, to be honest.
Okay, how about this? 5 gays and 5.
No. How about this? 5 gays or 5 super straights?
Okay, which category of gay?
Like
Theater
furry
gay.
Discord, like
Theater gays. I am a theater gay.
theater gays.
Fucking die.
God damn it. Get back on topic, guys. Okay, we digress. 5 cats. 5 cats versus 5 humans.
What the F, man?
I think 1 human, the exchange rate, okay,
Yeah.
is
This is what I'm wondering. Is there an exchange rate of like cat to human? If it's like 50 cats.
3.14159.
honestly, I feel like 5 cats for 1 human.
5 cats for.
That's, I'd say like,
Maybe
Okay.
4 cats. 4 cats, 1 human. 4 cats for 1 human.
I might even say 3.
No. Like these are just
No.
random cats. Okay. Are
5,
they like
5.
domesticated cats or are they like fucking strays, like random stray cats on the street?
Doesn't matter.
Same thing.
Yeah, if it's someone's pet, you can tell it's like it has like a collar or whatever.
Okay,
I
but
feel like that's more value than just some random cat on like a street cat.
Okay, no, let's just say they're all like unadopted cats. Like they're sheltered right now.
so they have less value if they're unadopted and like strays.
Yeah, because literally,
Because they
like,
don't. So,
miss
because
that
if you
cat.
kill someone's like cat over killing a stray cat, obviously it would be more consequential to kill someone else's cat.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I think I don't care if the cat is straight or not. 3 cats to a human.
Guys.
Okay, I think here's my thought. 5 strays for 1
Okay.
human, 3 domesticated cats for 1
Okay.
human. Or 4. I'd give 4.
4.
How about 1 stray, 4 domesticated?
How about 4 humans for 1 cat?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we're adding like measurement to life now. What if it's like dogs?
I love dogs. I'm a dog person.
Would it be 1 dog to 1 human? Does this change?
No, I think it would be 3 or 2. 3.
So
Sorry, saying a dog is worth more than a
Actually,
cat.
it depends how big the dog is. No, I'm kidding.
okay.
Actually, it depends if it's a freaking chihuahua
So
or a dog.
I'm wondering, how are we ranking this, like how many dogs to human? Is it just like, or like how many cats to human? Is it just preference for like animals?
It's just
or is it,
personal.
like,
I
or
don't think
say
I
that
think
like the more conscious they are, like what if it's like dogs versus snails, right? Like is it how conscious they are, or like how arguably conscious they are, or how much we just prefer them?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Because I say if they have like more ability to like, if they have more sense perceptions, maybe I'm more willing to like save them, you know?
Yeah,
Mm,
I
I
agree.
think it also
I'm not
depends.
saving 100 snails. Sorry.
Yeah.
I would light them on fire. Oh my god, I want to do that. I want to light snails on fire.
No, they're like too wet to be lit. You know what I mean? I feel like the
Oh yeah,
No,
you
but I
gotta,
feel like their slime is like flammable.
no, you have to,
oh really?
you have to,
Okay.
you have to dump salt on them because it's like osmosis. It draws out the liquid and then they shrivel up and die.
Oh my god. Okay. We
Sounds
can
fun.
plan, guys. You guys can come to mine and we can find a bunch of snails.
Honestly, it just rained. Like it won't be too hard. Like it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's different.
That works too.
Sorry, we're getting off track again. I was gonna say something.
Yes.
Okay, so I think yeah, the more. Okay, but like how many snails? Because what if it's like 3,000 snails?
I don't
That's-
fucking care
No,
about snails.
but what if it like affects the ecosystem?
Oh shit.
That has like environmental consequences.
Oh
How many-
yeah.
I
I
think
snails-
forgot.
What is the snail threshold? Like is the amount that's like that would be inconsequential to the ecosystem?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
most
If it,
amount possible. Yeah.
Okay.
if I knew what the number was, then that would be the threshold. If it started becoming consequential to like an ecosystem, then I
Okay.
would not kill the snails. But other than that,
Because then it feels like it has more like it has wider effects, right? Like larger ones.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So what I'm interested
Oh yeah.
in here is, let's say now there are people in the trolley, okay? And the trolley has the choice. We are programming the trolley. We are programming the railroads. There is one person in the trolley, 5 people on the road. Do we save the passenger or do we crash the trolley? Save the
And
passenger.
wait,
5 people.
save the passenger as in like
You
kill
run
the
over. You run over 5 people. The passenger stays alive, or you run the trolley, who has 1 person, into a brick wall, and the trolley explodes, and the person inside dies.
Okay, so there's 1 person in the trolley and there's 5 people on the tracks.
Yeah. You're programming the trolley.
Oh shit. So I have to choose like either one.
Yeah, as a person who's deciding, you're
Shit.
pre-programming this. You're pre-programming this, maybe like this is a question that people are now having to decide when they're programming automated cars, because we have technology now. We can make those things. And this might happen, do we protect the passenger? Is there more value in protecting a passenger, or do we save more people?
I think as a programmer, I would say protect the passengers. I guess regardless of how many people are in it or not. Just because, but I don't know. I feel like that seems.
Do you think there's like
from like a programming standpoint?
You think
like
there's like a
business
threshold
standpoint?
though? Like, what if there's like a 1 person in the trolley and 30 people on the tracks? Do you still?
But that's the thing. Like, would the trolley be able to detect how many people are on the tracks and how many people are in the car?
Let's say yes. Yeah, let's say yes.
Shit. I guess if it can detect, then I'd program it to save the larger amount of people then.
Okay, so
it
doesn't matter if it's passenger or not. You save whoever has more people.
Yeah, if it can detect. If it can't, then it would be useless to.
Okay. So Joy, let me hear your input on this. So we're talking about if we're programming the trolley, right? This trolley it can calculate these things really well, by the way. It's accurate. Okay. We're programming it to see if it would protect passengers like every time, or if there's like a number of people that it might save. So let's say our we're programming this trolley, and we're considering the condition that the trolley might start hurtling towards 5 people, but there's a person in the trolley. Do we run over these 5 people and the person in the trolley is saved? Or should the trolley divert and crash into a wall and the person inside, the passenger, dies, but 5 people live?
I think it's the same thing as I think it's almost the exact same as what it should do in like the 1 person versus 5 person thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think there's still a ratio of like where at what point would I stop like turning the lever? You know what I mean? Like if it's less than 5 people.
It's not a lever though. You're programming this trolley. Do you think you have an obligation to protect the passenger?
I think you protect the passenger up until that threshold where it's like 1 versus 5 people. Like you would turn the trolley for 5 people. You know what I mean?
Oh, you would turn the trolley for 5 people.
Like anything above 5 people, I would turn. So it's the same inaction versus inaction like type of thing. You know what I mean?
But this was different from your answer on the first one. You said for 10 people last time.
Oh yeah, true. But honestly, I think for a car, like I don't know. It's like different each time, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we can stray away from all these examples and we can like focus on a wider discussion. And maybe we can try to like rank these things in importance, like age, gender, weight, if it's like an animal or not. Should we be protecting passengers? Is there like an amount of people? Like, inaction versus action, like what takes priority in these situations for you guys?
I feel like amount of yeah, I think amount of people maybe first.
I think amount of people first for me as well.
I can say for last it would be weight or gender, because I don't think those two would matter.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm gonna
first,
write this stuff down so we can like make like a proper list. So first comes amount of people. Last would come weight and gender.
yeah.
Or like orientation or like stuff like that. Like I feel like
Oh yeah.
I think age is pretty important for me, I think. Like if
I
it's
want to say, sorry, I cut you off.
wait, what? No, it's fine, that was all. Yeah.
I think first I would want to say, I don't know if this is a category that you can even write down because
Yeah,
it's
sure.
so vast, but I would say like which action would have more impact or consequences. And obviously you would go with the less consequential action. But again, like
Oh,
that's
like like how personal is the choice? Like pushing the man.
not
Very
not no, like say you're just like choosing between two decisions, whichever one has like less social, personal, psychological consequences. Obviously you would choose the one that like has a lesser impact.
personal. Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then also like that would depend on, like I'm saying it's not a category because it's so like broad and you can, I feel like it has like subcategories based on that.
Okay. Joel, you said age. So would
Oh
it be
yeah.
amount of people and then age for you?
Yeah, I think so. Cause age really affects like how much life they have left to live. You know what I mean? So it's like
Or, like not
less.
age, didn't you say like how close they are to death, proximity to death?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Proximity to death, not age. Two different things.
Yeah, not age.
Okay. What about action versus inaction?
I say that's like pretty up there. Maybe in the middle.
I feel like it's a little lower though too, because like usually like if there's a factor that's above it, then you'll choose the factor rather than like action versus inaction, you know?
Okay.
So maybe in the
Okay. I
middle.
would say action versus inaction is sort of like the defining factor here. As you said, like everything above it is when you would act. Everything below it in the list is when you would choose not to. You know? If it's like five, we have gender, weight, sexual orientation at the bottom of our list. And I would say those things, if it's like 3 gay people and 3 straight people, I'm not acting. Let nature take its
Right.
course because I don't really give a shit. That's when I would not act. So I would
Yeah.
say action versus inaction would go above that. And now it would go above weight and it would go above gender.
Okay. Yeah, I said like somewhere in the middle.
Okay. But I would act if it was like proximity to death or amount of people.
Yeah.
Animals, I feel like would be
Animals, I
Yes.
think it depends on
I-
amount as well. Amount again, right?
so yeah, so no, amounts like number one, I guess.
Yeah.
And then animals would be like probably below it.
Amount of people, then animals, and then proximity to death.
Well, it's kind of hard to compare because proximity to death, like you can't really compare that in animals, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess you could, like if the dog was gonna die tomorrow, like if all the 10 dogs were gonna die tomorrow.
Like 30 dogs and like a cancer patient.
Yeah. Like it's so hard to compare because like I don't know. It's
Mhm.
I would say animals third, proximity to death second. 1 second, my dad's calling me.
and like I feel like a subset of the animals is also like domesticated versus just stray random like species. So like importance to like humans, I guess, you know?
Okay, so for each of these, there's conditions that matter. Yeah. Okay, I
Yeah.
can get on that. So we have our list. Celina, are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We have our list, and I think we can just talk now, like in general. Stray away from all the thought experiment stuff. And if we're comfortable, you can talk about like your personal morals. I think for me, I'm like a person who has a lot of trouble not acting. You guys know this. I'm super over confrontational. I take no shame in speaking up, and it gets me into a lot of shit because I speak my mind, and it gets me in trouble because sometimes I think I should just be quiet. But sometimes I regard not speaking as like guilty or like you know, if I see my friends hanging out with someone and that person in question is being weird and they don't speak up about it, then I'm like, hey, I feel like you're condoning this. You know, I think silence and inaction is confirmation that you can continue what you're doing.
Yeah.
I also think like this kind of idea how also like relates to like your culture and stuff. Like I come from a pretty like traditional Chinese family, and I think from what I've seen, most pretty traditional Chinese people don't really like care about what other people are doing, even if it's like not moral or if it's like gonna end in like bad things, you know?
Yeah. Can you like expand?
It's like the closeness, like openness.
Ooh, can you expand?
Society.
I'm interested. Let the people know. Let the people hear.
I feel like in really like close-knit societies, like people really don't really care about people like strangers they don't know, you know what I mean? Because it's like close within their community.
Yeah. Okay. Celina, any thoughts?
I agree with you. I think not acting on something, usually I would consider it either like condoning something or like, I don't know, I would just feel guilty if I didn't act on something. But like in theory, in practice, I'm almost always really nervous to do anything.
Oh my
So I would say that I try to follow my moral code to the best that I can, and I always feel guilty when I don't. But also it's like just like personally it's hard for me because I'm I'm fucking scared of everything.
Yeah, talking about that, like I completely agree. Like I have a pretty set in stone moral code, I think. Like I know what I believe in. My values are pretty set in place, and I spend a lot of time working on them, which is why I don't feel bad about upholding them a lot. But oftentimes I get so nervous speaking to people face to face. There's been times where I've, pulled someone off to the side and be like, hey, can I talk to you? You both know what I'm talking about. Multiple times this has happened. And almost in every situation, I'm stuttering over my words. I'm word salading every second.
Yeah.
I do not do well with public speaking. I enjoy writing a lot more than I enjoy speaking because I can articulate myself a lot better. I sound stupid when I speak most of the time.
Me too. No, me too.
90% of the time I say something, I look back and I regret it. So sometimes there's also like, if I like confront someone or if I talk to them, I worry that the beliefs that I'm representing are not being represented well by me because
I think that's one of the reasons I also don't confront as much as I would like to, is because I'm scared that I don't know, I'll fuck up something and then like they'll take it the wrong way, and I obviously need to think out what I say before I say it. Yeah. And I think like my moral code, I mean, I've got a pretty good like grasp on it, but obviously like I'm still like fucking learning shit and like
we're like
and I think one of the reasons that I don't confront also is just because I'm not sure of myself. Like I'm not confident in my morals and if they're correct. So I don't want to like make a statement and have nothing to back it up by.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes like if I have an argument, let's say with someone homophobic, and I try to, defend myself in the gay community, and I worry that I'm not like, what if I'm like stuttering, making a fool of myself? Then I feel like my actions might be more damaging than anything because they look at me and they're like, who is this fool?
Honestly, same. Like I always have like not dreams, but like I always think a lot about defending myself or like defending what's right. But then when I actually get in those situations, like all that like pre-thinking is gone. Like literally I just go along with
Yeah.
it for like
Mine goes blank every time.
like with okay, bleep this name out with like
Yeah.
I've always thought about like confronting him and being like, that's not fucking okay, whatever, right? And literally a week ago, I can't believe I was literally just sitting there, like he's saying like this like racist shit, right? And like I'm just sitting there, like just taking it. I'm not like saying what I thought I was gonna say. You know what I mean?
No, me too. Because I feel like I rehearse things in my brain, and I'm always like, this is what I'm gonna say when someone says this, but I never end up doing it because hashtag scared.
Yeah, taking action,
Or,
like it sucks because oftentimes there's like huge consequences, right? When you take action against someone, when you call someone out on their bullshit, obviously like the first reaction is to defend themselves. I would,
Yeah.
right? Nobody wants to believe they're in the wrong. Nobody wants to take accountability if they don't have to, right? That takes a lot of shutting up and listening. And I think it's understandable that a lot of people don't have that capacity. So confronting someone is always like, you always have to sort of agree to a potential trade-off of straining a relationship with that person in the future, which sucks a lot.
like yeah, yesterday was like I think the first time in a while I've confronted someone for like there being an Andrew Tate fan. I told Allison all about it while it was happening at like 4 a.m. But like the thing is like after that I realized he still thinks he won the argument. You know what I mean? Like there's literally nothing I can do, which further like dampens my relationship with confronting people because I realized like I just sound stupid. Like,
yeah, and a lot of the times like you confront people, as you said, nothing happens. They don't listen, or it doesn't feel constructive in any way, and it just like if anything it can feel more damaging, right? Like you've stood up for yourself, but it like
At what cost?
Maybe it just hurt more than anything, even though you said something.
but yeah, like then do you guys think it's ethical to be friends with people who are like racist or like homophobic and stuff like that?
Definitely not, but I can get behind the fact or like the reasoning that it's difficult to confront someone, especially if you've been friends with them for a long time.
Yeah.
And I won't say that it's sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't want to interrupt. My bad. You want to keep going?
I wouldn't say that it's what was I gonna say? I obviously like if you're enabling that sort of behavior, then that's obviously like, like WTF. But I understand when people are like, it's hard to confront someone and call them out just because like you don't want to cut them off and you don't want friendships to end. Obviously, I feel like that's a natural feeling. You don't want to like start anything. But obviously like there's like points where it would be the right thing to do.
Yeah. I've had a lot of friends in the past that were, racist, sexist, homophobic, every is there is, right? All the things that kind of go against what I believe in. And I know that in all of the cases, these people really believed that what they were doing is right. Nobody believes in these things because they think they're being an asshole. People believe in these things because they believe it's truly like the most morally just thing there is, and they're trying to advocate for themselves. And I can sympathize with it, but I think when it starts to become damaging to me and my communities, it's really hard to like associate myself with that. And then, oh shoot, I was gonna say something. My mind is blanking.
Oh yeah, but
Keep going while I
oh yeah. We were talking about like secondhand, like remember we were talking about so and so friends with like someone who's known for being homophobic, racist, whatever, right? And they're enabling that behavior in their friend.
Yeah.
Is it that ethical to or like the right thing to do to still be friends with that friend, like friend of a friend, basically? You know what I mean? Like kind of like secondhand.
I think all of this, you would take it like case by case situation.
Yeah, I agree.
Hard for me to like make a statement about that and be like yes or no, because I think it depends on the conditions and the context for each situation.
Mhm.
So like if you meet one person, right, and you know all their friends like are terrible people, do you like associate that they're friends with all these terrible people? Like, do you consider that then when you're first time meeting someone?
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
obviously you
For
consider
sure.
it. You keep it in mind because I think, it makes sense. Who you hang out with is gonna rub off on you, and it most of the time is people that you agree with, right? It's also, as a person who really like wants to be a teacher when I'm older or is into the idea of teaching, I think it's necessary for me to believe that people can change and people can learn, right? Because if I can't uphold that, then what am I doing, right? Like, and it's really hard sometimes because sometimes I'm talking to people and they invalidate every single aspect of my identity. They believe everything about me is immoral, and it sucks. Like, obviously it sucks. It's super dehumanizing in a lot of situations, and it strips away at your personality. But I think if I can't associate, like at ground level, if I strictly am like, I can't associate with these people, or like I'm strictly like, I can't converse with these people, then I don't think I can do that, because I think at some level I have to be able to believe that people can change, Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like to give people second chances. I feel like I do it more than I should. But I do it often because I have hope and I'm a fairly optimistic person. That they'll change after I call them out. But if not, I usually just try to distance myself. I don't like hard cut people off ever, unless it's like really, really, really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also like, yeah, I'm saying like, I know I'm speaking about like, oh, let's give people second chances, but multiple times I have cut people off. So I don't know if that's backwards of me. Joy, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, well, I think this was constructive. I think this was good. I'm happy that we were able to like expand the discussion into different arenas. This is gonna be a lot to think about. Maybe I will do a part 2. Yeah, but thank you all for tuning in. Joy is eating popcorn. Are you enjoying that, Joy?
Oh wait, is it? Can you hear it?
Pardon? Oh no, I'm just watching you eat it.
Oh, okay.
We're all good. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of I Hate Trolleys. Next episode, I am actually not sure what it is, but whatever it is, I am sure it will be very fruitful, wonderful discussion. So you guys should check out next time. But thank you for joining us for I Hate Trolleys episode 1. This was fun. Woo! All right.
Bye.
Oh, and then the outro.
Oh, do we want an outro?
5, 6, 7, 8.